Right, guys, welcome back to another episode of On the Limiter. You'll see behind us, I've got this white 2009 Clio RS 200. This is something I bought the other week on a bit of a whim. Like most car enthusiasts, we'll look at Facebook Marketplace, generally look at cars we can't afford, but we'll spot them anywhere. However, occasionally the cheap ones pop up, which we can afford, and that's one of them. So I seen the car advertised. It's had a little bit of damage on the rear quarter, but that's not recorded, so it's not categorised. It just caught a garden post on the way out the drive. So had a little bit of damage there, which wasn't the end of the world. And I looked at the rest. It read up quite well. I thought, well, I'm going to have a look at it. It's an RS 200. It's a coupe, and it's on my doorstep. So I'll go and have a look. So I rang my pal Tony. Adam Smith popped in as well. We had to drive along. Went to go and have a look at it. This is what I bought. And I'm fairly confident at the time of buying it, it was the cheapest HPI Clio RS 200 on the market. Now, some people might question that, but a lot of these do pop up occasionally cheap, but for one main reason. Usually the gearbox is knackered. These things chew up gearboxes for some reason. I don't know. I've had them myself before. I've blew the gearboxes before. And the third and fourth gear synchros on these, I think, are made of some form of a chocolate. They just disintegrate. So they crunch and grind through third and fourth. And genuinely, this is the best RS 200 gearbox I've ever tried. Ever. It's perfect. So, but I'm going to take you through some of the bad points first, and then we'll get on to some of the not so bad points. So let's have a look. So this is it. This is the RS 200 Cup, 2009, with 129,000 miles on the clock. And I'll just take you around it. So the car is absolutely filthy. It hasn't had a detail in a lot of years, hell of a lot of years. And it could just do with a little bit of TLC, but that's my forte. I love detailing. I'm going to enjoy doing that. And I'd probably be more disappointed if it was gleaming clean. So get on to these bad points. The wheels. Now, yes, they are the Speedline wheels. Quite desirable wheels, but you can see they have met a few curbs over the years. Quite a few. Nice Brembo brakes behind there. And also what irritates me on this one, it has not been crashed. Yes, it's caught a gate post on the way out of a drive, but it's missing a big chunk of its inner plastic arch. So I need to get one of them sorted. You'll see the remainder of the damage on the rear quarter. You'll see it's not perfectly shaped. It has still got a little bit of a crease in there. But if you've seen what it was like before, which I think I've got photos or videos there, what an improvement that made. Didn't cost much, you know. Didn't cost much at all to get that straightened out to be a bit better. Again, rear wheel, more curbing. We'll just come round the back. All looks relatively tidy there. Apart from a little scuff on the back. And keeping with the trend of curbed wheels, wheel number 3 still curbed. And coming back to the front, we'll see this one not quite as bad as the others, but it's still curbed. Now, while we're on the downsides, I'll also point out that it does have a full set of ditch finding tyres on. They're absolutely terrible. The lights, now I don't know, because they're plastic, I don't know if I can save them, but I am going to give it a go with the wet and dry and a machine polisher. Worth a shot. Looks awful, that. The other side's not quite as bad, but it's still there. But overall, it's not too bad. You know, if you want to get really fussy, yeah, these are a bit shitty looking. But yeah, it's not a bad car. Now, obviously that's not the only issues. Got a couple of bits inside. So, moving to the interior, the heater will only work on speed 3. I don't know what the hell's happened here. That looks a bit of a mess. Buttons, usual good quality French items. All the plastics came off them. We've got, I should be able to see this. Quite annoying that there's a crack going through the glass, well, the plastic on the dials as well. The car is also crying out that it needs a service when it starts up. The gear knob, that is just horrendous. And don't let that panic you. That's out of Tony's 3-door. That's a whole other issue at the moment. We'll touch that on a later episode. Seats, the seats are just grubby. Not very nice. They need a good clean. It's a shame it hasn't got the Recaros, but beggars can't be choosers. Under the bonnet, not much to see other than more dirt. Really could do with a good clean up under here. I did check and it has actually got a K&N air filter. Just a standard air filter, not an intake, but it kind of tells us this car has been looked after at some point when you see bits like that. But usually these cars are owned by enthusiasts. Just the last person was not an enthusiast. So that's the car. I did miss out the fact it's got the nice Renault Sport genuine rear spoiler on there as well, which is quite nice. But other than that, yeah, that is the car. That's what I've bought. And like I said, I'm fairly confident it's the cheapest. So price-wise, I'll quickly touch on the good points. It drives absolutely superb. There's no clunks, there's no rattles. It revs freely, gets all the way around 8,000 whatever RPM. It turns in corners as nice as it can on these plastic things, whatever on these plastic things, whatever they are. It drives spot on. The gearbox genuinely is the best RS200 gearbox I've ever tried in one of these cars, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you've had them. The engine sweetens it up. It just drives like a really well looked after one. So I know they've got these, I think they're called swivel hubs, and these are normally another weak point. Even them are absolutely spot on. They're great. And I know the previous owner, albeit not much a car enthusiast, but she did pay to have one of them done. I think it was on the near side, if I remember rightly. So she's had that done. She's done basic maintenance. I just want to get the car checked over properly because I know I've got a wheel bearing noise. I'm not saying it's definitely a wheel bearing yet. I know that cheap tyres can sometimes sound like dodgy wheel bearings. They get distorted, they sound awful. And it does stay there when I'm turning left and right. Or I might have 2 wheel bearings, I don't know. So I know I need to get that checked. I'd love to take it out and give it a good thrashing and show you what it can do and how it handles. But until I get the car checked out and I make sure it's definitely 100% safe, I'm not going to be doing that. So I apologise, it's a bit of a boring one, this. Just a quick walk around. But I will get it videoed as we check out the faults. We'll find out what needs doing to it and we'll take it from there. But yeah, the price I've paid for this, HPI Clear 2009, 129,000 mile on the clock. It's got MOT. It was literally a jump in the car, start up and drive it away job. £1,900. And I think safe to say, I don't think that's a bad price. I really don't. So let me know what you think in the comments by all means. But I think for £1,900, this is a hell of a lot of car. So we'll catch you on the next episode and we'll see what we can do with it.